Hi, and welcome to the Las Vegas Advisor Weekly Update with Anthony and Andrew. Today is Thursday, March 23rd, 2023. And the big news is that the dream is more of a nightmare.
Starting to be, yeah. We've been talking about the dream hotel casino that was expected to be on the south end of the Strip since 2020. That's when it was announced. They started work on it last July, and all of a sudden it's come to a, quote, full stop.
Oh, boy.
Problems, I guess, with financing.
That's too bad.
And, this is a big deal. I mean, this is one of the bigger projects that's going on in Vegas right now. You know, $500 million budget, which they're having problems with, 20-story, 500-plus rooms. It was supposed to be done in 2024. Yeah. But as of now, it's the work has stopped on it. It has ceased. And we shall see. And they've done some work. You know, I mean, it's a substantial amount of work has been done on the basics of getting the thing started there.
Yeah, and they have one in Hollywood, in California. Well, and it's a hot spot.
Yeah, it seemed like everything, was setting on the up and up with this one. But it's, trouble brewing right now.
That's too bad. And we reported on this one because a few months back, they were the ones that had to get the approval from the FAA, and every agency had to approve this thing.
Because of the proximity to the airport. So now you know where it's supposed to be. But, I mean, I'm not saying, nobody's saying that it's done with, but they've hit a speed bump.
All right, and March Madness is in full swing. What's going on in Vegas, Anthony?
Well, it's for the first time that it's going to, there's going to be NCAA tournament games are going to be played here this weekend.
That's exciting.
At T-Mobile. It's the West Regional, and they're going to play the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8 games.
Okay.
And so, I mean, Vegas is going to host a Final Four in a couple of years, but this is the first time that the NCAA has actually come here to play. All
right. Does that mean we can expect more traffic around Park MGM, around that area?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a mess. I mean, these things are always sold out.
Okay.
If you want to get tickets, you have to go to the secondary market or, scalpers or something like that. So we've got a new set of they've flip-flopped in the favorites.
Okay, yeah. Who are the favorites?
Yeah, Circa put on a line, and Alabama is now the favorite.
Oh, wow.
At plus 300. So Alabama's a 3-1 favorite. Houston is 4-1, and UConn and UCLA are both 8-1.
All right. Are there any good deals in town that people should know about?
In fact, there are. As usual, South Point's always, stepping up for these big games and these big events, and they're doing their 105 pricing again. That means whereas you usually have to bet 110 to win 100, here at South Point you only have to bet 105.
Great.
So, instead of, or if you're a small bettor, instead of betting 11 to win 10, you only have to bet $10.50.
Okay.
So it's good. It's a good betting deal. It's the best betting deal in town. It's only on sides, so it's not going to be on totals. It's only on picking the team, and you have to do it in person. You have to be at the window, as far as I understand. You might be able to do it on the app, but I don't think so.
Okay, well, that's what they want. They want you to walk through the casino and maybe you drop a couple bucks on the way out or hit that garden buffet.
Yeah, or you get the great hot dog from the hot dog cart for $1.50.
That's the play.
Sure is, man.
All right. Now, this is something when you told me about, Anthony, I got pretty excited. There is a blackjack tournament coming to Las Vegas.
This is the biggest news of the week for me.
Okay.
All right. So what it is it's the first blackjack mini tournament that is open to the public that I can remember in more than a decade.
Okay.
And it's going to be, first we'll give you the details, then I'll tell you something, a little something about mini tournaments. It's going to be played on Thursdays, beginning today, at the Downtown Grand, starting at 3 p.m.
This is an ongoing thing every Thursday.
Every Thursday they're going to do it. And they're separate tournaments. It's a $25 buy-in. And then you play rounds until you go to a final table, just like you would do in a normal blackjack tournament. Only the buy-in is only $25. They're going to be 10-hand rounds. So back in the old days when they used to have tournaments everywhere, these minis, they would usually play 25 or 30 hands.
Okay.
So this one's going to go faster. It's going to be 10 hand, but that's all right. The same kind of strategy comes into play. And these things are fun. They are a lot of fun. Oh, one more thing. And 100% of what they take in from entry fees is going to be given back in prize money.
So this is a real promotion because there's no vig for the casino.
Right, exactly. And it's just what they're doing down at the Downtown Grand. They're just doing all kinds of things down there.
Oh, wow.
With, with more planned, hot dog cart and supposedly and shot specials and all these things. The Downtown Grand is really competing. But here's what's kind of interesting about this. The Downtown Grand used to be the Lady Luck. Mm-hmm. And back when I was playing on a professional tournament team with Stanford Wong and then some others, we used to go to play these mini tournaments. There used to be 4 or 5 of them a week, mm-hmm. and we would play them all because that's where we practiced. And that's where we learned. That's where we honed our skill. That's where we, would talk about what we did right and wrong because we're playing for small stakes. And then we would enter the big tournaments with $1,000 and $5,000 and $10,000 entry fees. So,
So back in those days, there were a lot more tournaments.
Yeah. And what I was going to say is that the Grand used to be the Lady Luck. And the Lady Luck was the absolute epicenter of these tournaments. The Lady Luck had them 2 or 3 times a week. They would have a mini tournament on different days.
That's
so
really
I spent
cool.
so much time playing at the Lady Luck, and now we get to go back to the Grand.
Well, the Downtown Grand has always been popular for blackjack because they're the only dollar blackjack table downtown.
The only one downtown. There's one also. Oyo has one, just off the strip. But they have more of them. They have 2 or 3 going at a time at the Downtown Grand. Like I said, they're just promoting like crazy. But this is fun. Like I said, the first one's tonight. I'm going to be there.
Okay.
I'm going to play it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And, I'll probably play them every week because these things are just great. They're just a lot of fun.
Well, now, can you disclose any strategy that you have going into it, like just maybe for someone who has never played before?
Well, the strategy is to make sure that going into the last hand, you're in the position to advance, because usually it's 1 or 2 advance to the next table.
Okay.
So going into the last hand, you want to be in front or extremely or in second place. So you have the best chance to advance by usually betting big on the end. But there's a lot that goes into a tournament. And there are some books, we're going to put them up on the screen,
okay,
that we published. One of them is called Casino Tournament Strategy. And this is a book basically for expert play. Mm-hmm. And Stanford Wong, when I played with his group, he had done a bunch of computer work on this, and he gave us all a 3-ring plastic binder with the strategies we're going to use. Yeah. And those strategies turned into this book, Casino Tournament Strategy.
Okay.
Now, for beginners, more of a beginner approach is a book called Play to Win. And in this book, it's a story about one guy, Ken Einiger, the author, but the second part of the book is all tournament strategy, and it's all solid. It's really solid stuff. I worked a lot on that book. Other tournament experts contributed on that book, and it's great. If you don't want to buy a book, here would be my recommendation. On our website at LasVegasAdvisor.com, if you go to the Gambling with an Edge section,
okay, there
is what we call the Blackjack Forum articles. And Blackjack Forum was a sort of a professional magazine for professional players back several years ago. And all of those articles, hundreds of them now, are now on LasVegasAdvisor.com.
Okay.
And that's the only place you can find them. So anybody who wants to really get into blackjack, there are dozens, if not hundreds of articles there. But there are also 5 or 6 articles on tournament play. Mm-hmm. And one of them I wrote is called Beyond Wong.
Okay.
And anybody who wants to go to that and check it and read that before playing, there are several tips on how to play a mini blackjack tournament.
And Beyond Wong is in reference to your mentor, Stanford Wong.
Right. And what we were talking about in Beyond Wong was what me and my teammates used to do, which was, Wong figured out the the basic strategy of how to do it, and I would say that we perfected it because we lived it. That's all we wanted to do is play tournaments, and we would talk about it and talk about it and talk about it, and we literally took, all of us collectively took the art of playing these tournaments beyond what Wong had taught us. So hence the name of the article.
All right. Well, hopefully this is the first of many more blackjack tournaments to pop up around Vegas.
I don't know. I don't know if others will pick it up, but I hope they do. But I know that the Grand's going to give it a good try, and they're going to run it for several months.
All right. Well, I'm excited, and you guys can play too.
Yeah, everybody.
And speaking of gambling professionally, playing professionally, Anthony, you are a part of a documentary on Advantage Gambling, Advantage Play.
Yeah, there's a documentary that's being put together right now, and it's not ready yet, but we have what they call the promo reel or the sizzle reel of this thing.
Okay.
And I sat for over a 2-hour interview on this thing, and several names from the Advantage Player world are involved in this.
Okay.
It is a really classy, high-end approach, and the people behind it know their stuff. One of the main guy is Micah Ponte, who was part of the MIT team that you read about in Bringing Down the House and saw in the movie 21. So there's some big names in this, and we've got the sizzle reel that runs for about 40 seconds. We're going to show, right?
All right. Well, that looks exciting. That looks really cool.
Yeah, you can see how slick it is. I mean, that's the main thing, and it's from everything I've seen. I've heard some of the interviews, and I know some of the people. One of the guys is Andrew Ewall, who wrote our book, The Blackjack Insiders. So there's a bunch of Huntington Press people involved as well. It's going to be good. We'll keep you up to date on it when it comes out.
Okay. All right. And Anthony, I have to report that I went and I got a little bit of free play, and I was gifted from the Palms a free buffet.
So were you doing a little bit of play, or were you doing a lot of play?
I was playing enough to get comped.
All right, good. Well, the thing is, here's what we're going to talk about. We're not going to talk about how much you played or why you got comped. We're going to talk about, again, how good that buffet really is. I wasn't there. I didn't need it, but I've seen the pictures, the photos.
Yes.
They're going up on the screen, I think, as we speak, and it looks fabulous.
Yeah, so I pigged out, Anthony. I went really big on this. Now, this is the Tuesday night because, on Wednesday night and Thursday night, Wednesdays they do the all-you-can-eat lobster, and Thursdays they do the all-you-can-eat crab. Those buffets are $65, and they're not included in this comp. But I got the Brussels sprouts, the tomato soup, the tuna. Pokey was fantastic. And
shrimp.
Yep.
And you were talking about the pineapple.
Oh, they had these grilled pineapples. I couldn't get enough of them. Corn on the cob, mac and cheese, but something.
The meat. I mean, the rare meat and all that. I mean, what was that? A steak they were cutting, or
what really stole the show was two things: was the top sirloin steak, and they have a grill there, so they'll cook it however you like. The sausage, and then the other thing was on the other side they had brisket, and they made brisket tacos with a little taco bar.
Yeah. And then did you sample the desserts, did you?
I went wild. I went buck wild on the desserts.
Look at that. Look at that.
Well, I had the chocolate
gelato.
Did
you eat all that?
I ate not it in its entirety, but I tried every dessert that is on that plate. And that was apple pie, that is chocolate mousse, that is cheesecake, that is chocolate gelato, which was amazing.
Well, I've been saying, look, for a long time that the best bargain buffet for sure is still the South Point.
Yeah.
We talked about it last week, going up a couple of bucks. But I think the best buffet for just full value is the Palms. I mean, the one you just ate that we saw the photos of was $36.99. That's their regular dinner. So for $36.99, you can go wild, right? And I want to, I'll mention again that LVA members, as part of our member rewards book, they get a 2-for-1 for that buffet, a BOGO, a buy one, get one there. Yep. So basically you're getting that dinner for $18.50.
And the coupon from LVA you can actually use for the all-you-can-eat lobster or the all-you-can-eat crab on Wednesday or Thursday.
It's one of the, the member rewards book's got about, 60, 70 coupons and offers in there, but this one's absolutely one of the best. Yeah. You just use this one for one of those two buffets and you pay for the cost of membership.
I already used mine with my girlfriend, and we went to the Thursday all-you-can-eat crab leg buffet, and it was fantastic.
It's great, man. Jump on it.
The Palms. And in this week's Jackpot of the Week, it comes to us from Dennis. He says, "Hi, Anthony and Andrew. I was spending a few days before Christmas in Las Vegas at Sam's Town. When it was time to return to Michigan, I received an email that my flight was canceled because of a winter storm. and no other flight would be available for several days. And I actually kind of remember when this was happening, all the flights were canceled. So he says, I decided to go get more beers, of course, and I walked down the casino floor. I noticed a bank of 25-cent double bonus machines. I don't often play this game, but the progressive was over $1,600, and I wanted a place to sit. So after a few hands, I had a vision of Santa, and see what he brought me?
Royal flush on a delayed return trip home.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, pretty good. But what we're going to talk about here is pretty much the progressive aspect of it.
Right.
That's why we chose to talk about this one this week. He was playing 8-5 double bonus. That's let's see, what is that? 96.79%.
So that's not such a great game.
Not really great, but the progressive makes a difference,
Okay.
right? Because the progressive, it starts at 1,000 and it goes up from there. It was up to 1,600. But what's interesting about it is that amount added 1.4%. So it makes the game much better, takes it right to 98.2 approximately.
Okay.
All right, but still not even at break even. So, that's the way progressives work. You can look at a progressive and go, wow, that's great. Instead of 1,000, it's 1,600. This is great. I should play it.
Right.
Not necessarily, because, you're still not at break even. This particular one, they all have break even points, and the break even point for this particular game, the 8-5 double bonus, is about 2,400.
Oh, wow. So he still had a ways to go.
He had a ways to go. So that's why he was still playing at, almost a 2% disadvantage, even if playing perfectly.
Okay.
All right. So, all of these progressive have break even points. And you can, learn about them in various places like Gene Scott's Scouting Guide, but also in the book Secret World of Video Poker Progressives.
Well, that's an interesting book because it teaches you actually how to go out and see if the progressive is to your advantage or not.
There is no, this is a book that we publish. There is no book on video poker progressives that even touches this one, in terms of all the different nuances of how to play progressive machines. And, literally, if you're diligent and you look around and you only play progressives that are over 100%, over time you will make money and you can do it professionally. I mean, a lot of people have done it.
Okay. And you told me there were times where you'd see a progressive and if it was way over, then you would just sit there until somebody hit it.
We would play it until it hit. If it was high enough, you play the progressive until it hits. As long as you can last.
Yeah.
You got to come with a lot of money sometimes.
That's right.
But it pays off over time. It's mathematically sound.
Okay. Well, guys, that's it for this week. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Anything to add, Anthony?
No, it's going to be a very exciting weekend in Vegas with mini tournaments tonight and basketball tournaments over the weekend, right?
All right, and we'll follow up on all next week.